Thanks, Nico. Hey, Bobby. It's only been a month and a half of the CPL season, but it's the third time you guys are going to see York. It went well the first two times for you guys, but how wary do you have to be that this is still a bit of a different York team from maybe last time you saw them with, a coaching change and playing a bit of a different shape than they did?
Yeah, it's always something different. The staff is there that was there before, but there's always going to be subtle differences to what a team does, and I think they've changed some things up. But we've seen a lot of common things as well. Going back to their last game against Halifax and things they do in possession and out of possession. For us, it's just making sure we've got good energy levels. I think we've done an excellent job in the first two games of exposing certain parts of the field. We just need to be ready, and we usually are if those get closed down on what the alternate routes are to get to the opponent's goal, and that's the most important thing for us in these games. Playing at home, we've got to be aggressive. We've got to go after these games, and we need a good result tomorrow.
I just want to ask about kind of the consistency you guys have been able to have in your lineup this year. I think it's 9 guys that have started all but one of the games since the start of the CPL season. Just how helpful has it been to have that consistency in that
recording
group,
in progress,
that group that you've been able to count on week in, week out?
Yeah, we've got quality players in the group, and they've been excellent through this first part of the season. And in a perfect world, you haven't lost a match, you haven't lost points. But we know the CPL isn't the perfect world. There's always going to be bumps along the road, but I think the guys have been playing some very good football. Even you go back to our last game against Ottawa, we've done a lot of good things. Our match rhythm is actually quite good, but you lose out on the sharpness and the a little bit of the mental fatigue from that game against Montreal. So overall, we're happy with the guys. The guys that are playing a lot of minutes have done an excellent job, and we also know that we're going to need more from everything else coming into the squad for those players that are here, who maybe haven't played as much yet, and for a couple of players who still aren't in the country.
For sure. Thanks, Bobby.
No problem.
Thanks, Charlie. Any other questions in the room? Go ahead, Joseph.
Hi, Coach. How are you? Any healthy bodies? I know it's a lot of stress playing 2 championships, the Canadian Championship and the CPL. But are you able to manage the minutes for your forwards, especially in these games?
Yeah, it's always a tough one. We've got Terran Campbell who's out of the lineup right now, and Jordan Hamilton who's been battling something the last couple of days, the last couple of weeks. So we've had to move things around. We've seen Kwesi Poku playing in the striker position, which he's got a lot of qualities to be able to do that, and has shown some very good glimpses. So, sometimes when you have a little bit of an issue in the team, it's an opportunity for somebody else. So there's opportunities for a few of these other guys to step in and maybe cement themselves on the pitch. But I think, over the last few games, our attacking football has been pretty good. Maybe not as productive and lethal sometimes in the final third, and that's what we need to get back to tomorrow.
How impressed are you with the progress of Poku, especially playing game after game, replacing the minutes of your Campbell and Hamilton?
Yeah, he's a quality player, and the thing with Kwesi is he has a lot of individual quality that allows him to play in different places on the pitch. His tight control in small areas, his finishing ability. Also, one thing he has is an ability to finish without taking stride. And you go back to probably, I think, the first 10 minutes against Montreal, and he's come close very early in that game with a shot outside the box without taking a step. He's got a quick trigger, and I think that's an important thing to have up the central axis of the pitch, and it's something we're going to look to utilize. You got to look at the players' quality, see sometimes where they can help you, in times when others are missing, and he's a player that fits perfectly into that.
Perfect.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Joseph. Next question goes over to Felipe. Go ahead, Felipe.
Hey, Bobby. Just wanted to ask you about your team right now. Back-to-back losses in the league. I know for yourself, you're not one that is a stranger to getting out of tough situations and facing adversity. So how have you been dealing with your players' mentality throughout training to really come to this game and show up and get the 3 points in a 9:05 derby?
Yeah, I think the players did that easily last Wednesday night with a convincing win in Montreal. The rest is you can't be perfect all the time, so you can't expect a team to do what they did on Wednesday night in 5 hours and be able to be exactly the same way, 60 hours later in Ottawa. So that you just put aside. We've been playing some very good football, and that's the most important thing. Is making sure you keep on track that way. The rest, it comes. This league, this is my 6th year, and there's ups and downs. You're going to lose games, and you got to be comfortable with what you do. But you can't get too excited on a Wednesday night, and can't get too low on a Saturday either.
And I know that you're focusing on the match tomorrow and also the upcoming league matches, but thinking a little bit ahead, obviously, to the Canadian Championship, the semifinal. How are these games in the league going to help your team build up towards such a massive match, a pair of matches against Toronto FC?
Yeah, to be honest, they're totally different. On July, I believe, 4th, or I can't remember what the day is, we have a game, and the day after that we'll think of Toronto FC. But up until then, it's focused on what we have in front of us, and when that time comes, we're a group of players and a staff that knows how to prepare for these types of matches, and we'll be able to do that. But until then, we've got a lot of football to play, and that's got to be our focus.
Perfect. Thank you so much and good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, Felipe. And last questions go over to Ollie Platt. Go ahead, Ollie.
Hi, Bobby. Hope you're doing well. I'm sure you've been asked about him a few times this season, so forgive me if you're repeating yourself, but Daniel Power has been incredibly impressive ever since coming in at the start of the year. How did you kind of come about this player, and did you expect him? Did you know you were getting someone who could settle in quite this quickly?
Yeah, his profile came across us as we're looking for a left-sided player and kind of scouring Mexican and Central American market. Kept on watching the player and watching the player, and you could see his qualities in what we saw. And at first we weren't sure if we were going to get this player and why he wasn't playing in that region. But as things materialized, we got him in here, and he's been better than what we've seen for us. He's been an excellent addition. It's what we saw in him before coming here. Just a quality football player, great mentality, great work ethic. And I think that fits in right to our squad. And I think I said it in one of my earlier press conferences. There's 2 things he knows well that's made his adjustment quite easy, and one of them is tactics. He catches on quickly to different zones of the field. We want him to push in and go sometimes a little bit further, sometimes tuck in, whether he sits in with the defenders, plays higher up the pitch. And the second thing is he knows English, which makes the first part easier. So yeah, he's been excellent for us up to now, and we just got to keep him going, keep him sharp. But I think he's got the right mentality to do that.
Thanks, Bobby. All the best tomorrow.
Thank you.
Perfect. And that's all the questions we have for today. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks, everyone.